he handled his business. I mean, it's easy too to say, you hear a lot of people saying, well, he should have cursed him out. He should have done this. He shouldn't have, but you know what? He did it. I think he did the smart thing, right? He went in
Gotta
and
do the smart thing.
yeah, he definitely did the smart
This is a
way. He didn't
man.
go
This
off.
is a man that was found guilty in Bountygate and is still coaching.
Right.
He's still coaching. You know what I'm saying? So, nah.
I'm gonna take this 38 million. I'm gonna take this 38 million. I'm going to get Sierra. We going to Pittsburgh and get another 1.25.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I mean, it worked out in his favor as he knew it would. I'm sure he knew that it was going to. So good for him. Everybody, welcome to the Black Men with Purpose podcast. For those of you joining us for the first time, it's a pleasure to have you with us. This is a safe space where we share our thoughts on a multitude of topics in hopes of helping Black males, young and not so young, overcome obstacles and challenges that can be hindrances to happiness, productivity, and success. We believe that through our experiences, successes, and failures, we can have some conversations that might help other Black males in their respective journeys through this thing we call life. On today's episode, we do not have a specific topic. Instead, we kind of wanted to do something a little different, mix it up, and so we're going to kind of have a free flow of conversation today, and bring y'all a little something different than what we usually do. I want to start it off real quick by mentioning, obviously, as I just said, we always start it off by saying, we want to help Black males, young and not so young, overcome obstacles and all that. And I want to shout out my godson, who is a young Black man who is doing his thing in life, and just a great kid. I call him a kid. He actually just turned 23 last Friday, but just really doing his thing, and you couldn't ask for a better kid. His mom couldn't ask for a better kid. I couldn't ask for a better godson, but he plays basketball, Division II basketball for Thomas Jefferson University, and him and his team just won their conference championship and now are heading to the Division II NCAA tournament. So I just wanted to shout him out, tell him that I'm proud of him, and wish him all the best. And I've talked to him about excellence before, but if you're listening, Ty, I just want to remind you of a Pat Riley quote that says, excellence is the gradual result of always striving to do better. And that's not just for Ty, but that's for any Black, any person, quite frankly, who is listening to us right now. So again, I just wanted to shout him out and wish him all the best, not only in this tournament coming up on Friday, but just in all of his endeavors in life. So
Kev, shout out.
He's doing your thing, man.
Please shout out his full name.
His name is Ahmed Barber Bey, but he's affectionately known as Tyree. But Ty, everyone calls him Ty. So Ahmed Barber Bey.
Right, cool.
Kev, you think you could beat him in a one-on-one?
Nah, man. Ain't happening.
Two ladies I would like to talk about in a little bit in depth. The first person is Dr. Mae Jemison. A little bit of background on her. She was born the youngest of 3 children in Decatur, Alabama. Was a student of science before going to serve as a medical officer in the Peace Corps and established her own practice as a doctor. She was inspired by the Apollo moon trips, but was discouraged by the lack of female astronauts. So she pivoted careers in 1987 and applied to NASA, where out of 2,000 applicants, she was selected to train at the Kennedy Space Center here in Florida. On September 12th in 1992, she boarded the Space Shuttle Endeavour and with 6 other astronauts orbited the Earth, and her trip to the stars landed her in the history books as the first Black woman in space. So that's Dr. Mae Jemison. The second person I wanted to talk about was Shirley Chisholm. A little bit on her. She became a household name after becoming the first Black woman elected to the United States Congress in 1968. A native of Brooklyn, New York, she served 7 terms in Congress and made inroads in helping to expand the food stamp program. She also introduced legislation to benefit racial and gender inequality and became a founding member of the Congressional Black Caucus. In 1972, she made history again as the first Black candidate to seek the nomination for President of the United States and is the first woman to bid for the Democratic Party's presidential nomination. Though she was ultimately unsuccessful, her history-making accomplishments were acknowledged with the Presidential Medal of Freedom in 2015.
No, I was actually planning to mention someone too, and for me, I I feel like, and no offense to what Ray said at all. This isn't because of what he just did. It really isn't. This was what I was planning to say all along. I feel like oftentimes when whether it's Black history, whether it's women's history, whether it's whatever, we always hear about big names, right? Names that a lot of people know of. And I feel like oftentimes the lesser names maybe don't always get their due. And so I kind of wanted to shout out, and you all know her name for sure, but not everyone will. But Dawn Staley, man, I think she's such an amazing person. She's not only an amazing basketball coach, but she's just an amazing person, an amazing leader, an amazing teacher. And for those who may not know her, she is the head coach for South Carolina's women's basketball team. Prior to that, she was the head coach for Temple's women's basketball team. And she's just, and before that, she was a star in college and the WNBA herself. But again, I just wanted to mention her. So for anyone who may not know who she is, look her up, find out a little bit about her. But she's just, again, it's not just her coaching ability, but just as a person and what she brings to the table and what she teaches those young ladies, and what she's done over the years with regards to teaching women. It's just been phenomenal. And so I wanted to mention her and shout her out.
Yeah. Wow, I can scratch her off my list then. Because I was actually going to talk about women's basketball.
Ain't she from Philly?
Yeah. I was just going to say that. Not only is she from Philly, she is Philly. She is a proud former resident of the Raymond Rosen projects at 25th and Diamond. So of course she's near and dear to my heart, man. We always celebrate her.
Great minds think alike, man.
And growing up in the same projects that she hails from, which is right across the street from the Hank Gathers Community Center. It just reminds you that, she wrote her own narrative for her life, went to Dobbins High School, but she was well known throughout the city as, if she coming in the schoolyard, fellas, y'all might want to move around.
Yeah, since we talk about women's basketball, we want to go back. I think the McGee twins and Cheryl Miller really got it going on the West Coast. And when you think
Cheryl
back,
Miller was twins, man.
When you and the thing was, it was like, how you gonna leave off one of the twins from the Olympic team? But when they won that gold, I like how I think it was it Paula that was not on the team and Pam was? Well, anyway, when they won the gold, Pam got up, went to the stands, and gave her gold medal to Paula. And I was like, okay, yeah. And so the two of them kind of started that. The three of them really, they was dominant back in the day, the USC women's team for a couple of years. So, but since we're gonna bring it up to modern day, I like how Miss Reese. Now, if you watched, because the girls got into the altercation yesterday, but you saw Miss Reese backed up, and she's getting flack from the fact that she did not get involved in the fight or the scuffle. And I'm like, the girl was wise. I was like, I think once she saw the dude jumping over the stand, she's like, hey, there's no way I'm getting involved with some dudes about to jump the fight. So yeah, she backed up, and so she's getting some flack about not getting into the fight. But I applaud her for just backing up, saying, listen, I ain't got time for this. I got a career, and I don't want to have my name out there in a negative light. So that's what I thought about her not making that move. And then we talking about a little known lesser person. I want to for Black him or for women's history. I want to talk about Tamika Willard. I know she's been on the show before. She's been a publisher for myself and for John, but she's out here making it happen. Like, she did not go to school to be a publisher. It was just a passion that she had, that she wanted to help other people push their dream. And I just had a friend of mine that I didn't even know that she was helping down in Texas push a book for her. So she's probably been helped in the last, 4 years, at least almost a half a dozen people push their dream out to be a published author. And I think that's great because, yeah, she get her name out there as well, but mostly the time she's helping people fulfill their dream of being a published author. So for Women's History Month, talk about somebody a little less known. Yeah, she's doing her thing out there, and she still keep doing it. I mean, she's helping, she helped Victor at 12 get his out, and then she helped one of my friends, Professor Harrison, at 80 years old, publish his first book at 80. So she's out here doing her thing.
I'm listening to smooth R&B all day, every day. Man, I'm listening to a little bit of everything. Last night I got turned on to a guy. How do you pronounce it? Somat. And what it is Thomas spelled backwards. And when I tell you, he is an old school throwback beast. Like the musicianship on here, and then he gets to singing, and I mean, he is a throwback. So if y'all get a chance, check him out. Like,
I have to check him out.
Yes, man, you gotta
I've been jamming out to a lot to. I mean, y'all all know reggae is just. When I tell you I'm a reggae fanatic, I'm an absolute reggae fanatic. But so I love Bob Marley anyway. But went to see the movie One Love. I guess it's been a few weeks back now. And first of all, the movie was amazing. It really was. And so the movie just kind of. Since we just saw it, I've really been rocking out to some Bob Marley quite a bit lately, a lot more than usual. So I've really been jamming to that. But when I tell you, I absolutely love Casey Musgraves. I just, when we, y'all know the race trades or whatever from the Chappelle show. I'm like, I want to trade Kanye West for Casey Musgraves.
Chappelle show,
I love that girl.
show.
And she has a new album that's coming out. In fact, I think tomorrow, I want to say. But yeah, so I think Bob Marley and Casey Musgraves is probably what I've been listening to the most lately. So yeah, I never thought growing up that I could rock out to country, and it's not a ton. There's not a ton of country music that I like, but there are a few artists, but none more than Casey Musgraves for me. I just think she's amazing. I love her music. I love her as a person too. But yeah, so.
Well, since you just brought up country, what were your thoughts on the flack that that Beyonce seemed to be getting for releasing that country song?
It's ridiculous. It's absolutely ridiculous.
Haters.
Obviously. Yeah. I mean, it's and it just shows you, the mentality of some people. You know what I mean? And you have a lot of white folks out there who are like, oh, we're not gonna, these white stations who won't play her, and they act like they have some claim to country music, like they and it's apparent they don't know the history of country music because they did,
because they don't know,
right,
who started it. They don't know,
right. And there are a lot of Black country artists out there these days anyway. It's not like, I mean, obviously Beyonce's Beyonce, right? So that's why all of a sudden now it's a big deal. But, you know, there are plenty of Black, you know, artists out there. And then I love the fact that you're seeing so many more, you know, Black people venture into country, and not to sway the conversation, because, you know, if anybody else wanted to talk about music, but I think it's awesome to see so many Black people delving into all sorts of things that maybe in the past you haven't seen a lot of. You got that young brother from the HBCU who just won. Was it? It's not NASCAR. He's not NASCAR, right? But it's
NASCAR.
Whatever. Is it NASCAR?
The truck series.
Okay,
the truck series. Yeah,
truck series. There we go. That's what I was thinking of. Truck series. But yeah, and you know, hockey, like. You know, there was a time when you only saw one or two, exactly, swimming, all of it. And so I just love to see us venturing out into all of these different things. Even with travel, when you think about travel over the years, back in the day, I remember when the whole thing was Black folks wouldn't travel. We just never went anywhere. And now you see so many different, you know, folks who have IG pages.
Yeah,
and
all these travel
things.
groups and everything. Yeah.
It's awesome. It's awesome to see. It really is.
Yeah, and even like golf, you know, I love. I'll jump on Facebook, and there's this group I'm a part of, the Black Golf Alliance. You know, and there's just a bunch of us that are going to, you know, these different golf courses, playing in different tournaments sponsored for us, by us. I absolutely love it, man. And I wanted to shout out to that young brother again for the NASCAR Truck Series that won. That race, becoming only the third Black driver to win a race. Himself, Bubba Wallace, and Wendell Scott. That's the only three that have ever won a NASCAR race, official NASCAR race. So I wanted to shout them out. When it comes to music, the country music, I listen to all kind of music, you know. And when you ask what kind of music are you listening to, I'm still stuck back in, you know, my 70s, 80s music, R&B. I still love rock. You know, I've been on an AC/DC kick for a while now, you know, but then I also listen to, you know, my smooth jazz, like Liz Wright. I absolutely love her voice. That woman is, like you said, smooth as butter. That woman is smooth as butter with her voice. Michelle Ndegeocello, Bob Marley. I was listening to Beanie Man yesterday. I just happened to think of a song from 2003, you know, Red, and I'm like, I have to look that up, and I found it, and I downloaded it to my phone, and I've been listening to that I think I listened to that for about 2 hours straight, you know. So yeah, I have a wide variety of music, as you guys know. I can listen to just about anything, you know.
The best music is the little background noise that you turn on to go to sleep.
Oh.
Yeah. Should have known you'd go there.
Whether it's a washing machine going or
he was serious. He's like, man, whatever it is that get them to sleep. That's my jam right there. That's put that on repeat for me.
Yeah. No, you know, I like Tim. I've been, you know, like playing Free Mind over and over again. It just kind of puts you in a mood, you know, and then her voice is just amazing.
Any of y'all got dogs? Play Free Mind around a dog, and the dog will try to sing it. I promise you.
But I was gonna ask Ray because I've never been able to figure it out, right? What is it that's attractive about rock music? I'm just trying to understand. So I don't know. Do you dance to it? Do you just beat your head against the wall? What do you do?
You know what, Rod? Sometimes you just want to have something that just gets. Yeah, I don't do heavy metal, but sometimes you just want to hear something that's just going to get your blood pressure up. You know, again, to me, one of the greatest rockers in history, Jimi Hendrix. I can listen to Jimi Hendrix for nonstop. Listen to Purple Haze, or listen to him to The Wind Cries Mary. Just some of the songs that he sings, man. The melody, the beat. Even with AC/DC, I'm a huge fan of a bass line, and they have a great bass line. ZZ Top had a great bass line.
Come
I
on,
can listen to those songs all day long.
So if it's about the music, like the musical instruments, I'm all in. You got me.
What part you not in for?
So what they saying? I mean, yeah, I guess I'm missing that part. I need to go back.
You might be thinking about heavy metal, Rod.
Yeah, I think you're thinking about heavy metal. That's not the only rock.
Not rock.
Yeah.
I don't do heavy metal, but when it comes to something like a good AC/DC or the Eagles, like I say Hendrix.
Come on, man. All of us is out here like Bon Jovi and all that. Like, come on, man.
Yes.
Living on a Prayer. Come on. We all up in here. Whoa. We halfway. Come on now. Stop playing.
Oh, yeah. So I guess you're right. I was thinking about the headbanging music. So
oh man, the song just left me.
And I'm gonna tell you now, Steve Perry from Journey. One of the best voices ever, man.
What?
So,
yes, sir.
What?
Yes, sir.
It's just, that voice is just incredible voice.
I'm trying to tell you, that voice, man. Steve Perry's voice.
Man, oh man.
Let me bring some Sunday morning into this conversation.
Wow.
Let me bring some Sunday morning into this. My man Ricky Dillard out of Chicago, he just dropped a new project. So that's my man. Ricky Dillard will get you hyped, get you ready to do what you got to do. But it's some local guys here in DC. A guy named Ryan Vincent Ford just dropped a new project. Really nice. If you make you think about your real relationship with God, and keep him in your prayers too, man. My man had to have 3 surgeries. He had a couple of blood clots on his brain, but he's gonna get he getting himself together. But yeah, so keep him in your prayers. But he has a great project. Ryan Vincent Ford, and then also is this another brother named Corey Mickey. So if you want to get your Sunday morning on, there's just some good people out there. Of course, Ty Tribbett just had a new project not too long ago that's out there. But yeah, Ricky Dillard is my man. He gonna give you Sunday morning every time. But yeah, I just had to bring some Sunday morning to that.
And how special was the Gap Band? Oh my goodness.
Oh my goodness.
Uncle Charlie and the fellas.
But that's what I realized though. They were giving out game. My man said I gotta get up early in the morning to find me a new love. And that's probably why I was struggling, is because I was going out too late to find a new love. And I needed to actually not go out late, but get my butt in bed and get up early to find a new love.
Because he was saying you gotta catch the women that's going to work. That's what you gotta do. Not going to the club. You gotta catch the women that are going to work.
Oh, look, the proof is in the pudding. I was getting it wrong.
Sunday morning.
Yes, that part too.
Oh man.
Yeah.
That part too, huh?
Oh yeah, you gotta catch them going to church. That's it. You know how it is when you now all of y'all. I know for me, when I first got to DC, I came here from Kentucky. So when I first got here and I ride the metro and I saw all these sisters, man, it was like, man, probably about the first 3 months. Because it was, this is the first place where I saw you just had sisters.
Everywhere, man. They were everywhere. Yeah. I didn't know what to do with myself. I still don't.
It's called Chocolate City for no reason.
Yeah, so you like, man, you on the train, you like, oh, that one, look at her. Oh my God, where's she going? Yeah, so yeah, it was nonstop. But
if you all familiar or not, but anybody watch the Griot Awards last week?
I did not.
I did not. I saw that they were on and they had presented, but I didn't watch them. But I saw some of the clips.
Yeah, same.
Yeah, did y'all see the clip of Byron Allen's speech?
Yes. I did.
I did not.
I didn't see that one.
Wow. I highly recommend everyone watches that. You know, that is a sharp brother. And
He doing his thing.
He is. He is.
I think he spoke on things that are relevant, especially in the Black community. But I think lessons for any persuasion to take up and understand. But that was actually pretty powerful. So I was just gonna make mention of that. I think they've been replaying it on the Griot channel from time to time. But yeah, he's sharp.
Bad mouth them. But I got a teacher that goes to my church, and she was saying, when we was going to school, they was teaching us how to be a good citizen. That's how I feel. They were teaching us in school. Yeah, you're gonna get good grades, but you also gonna know how to behave in school. You're gonna know how to behave in public. And I don't think they get that now, because now teachers have to teach to the test, especially in public school, because it's all about the test and the numbers and the funding based on how your test scores come out. So I think there's a shift in the academics for education. And I think because of that, teachers don't get to have that life experience. They don't teach civics no more in school. Victor in the ninth grade, he don't know how to write in cursive. We got to teach that stuff at home. But those are some of the things we just learned while we were in school. And I think that the things have changed because of policies and funding has taken away the teacher's ability to actually teach how to be a good student, how to be a good citizen.
Yeah.
They even did a horrible job when we were growing up, though, because when you think about it, I mean, the stuff that we learned in school, much of it, like what they need to be teaching in school and what they should have been teaching in school even back then were things like emotional intelligence, critical thinking, time management, taxes, self-confidence, right? Those things weren't being taught. I mean, and they always said, well, this stuff matters. No, I mean, I'm pretty sure unless I was planning to be an engineer, which I never was, algebra and all that crap, it's irrelevant. I'm about to be 53 years old in a couple of weeks. I have never once in my life, outside of having to learn it in high school, needed algebra. Just, so they've never taught us the things that they really needed to teach us. And now I think it's getting worse.
Yeah, and of course that need was based on what they wanted you to learn, not what you necessarily needed yourself, right? So, I mean, the algebra thing is probably about, okay, we need to develop, more scientists to do more R&D so that we can discover something that we don't have today, but teaching you to be a plumber so that you can go and earn a living wage for yourself. No, that's for you. We don't want you to do that. No, we want you to do what the system needs you to do.
Right.
What this economic system needs for you to do.
That's like being mad at rich people for taking advantage of the tax breaks and the tax laws that are out there. Right. Don't be mad at them. They're doing what they're supposed to do. Be mad at the policymakers, right? They're the ones
who made it possible.
Yeah. Loopholes. Hopefully the left, right? So.
Oh yeah, I'm happy about that because I took advantage of it. I'm like, look, I found out you ain't even got to make no money as a business owner. You just got to own a business, and you can go to town on those taxes. Everything, write off everything, interest on your credit cards, your credit card fees. Just go to town. Buying stuff, whatever, as long as it's for the business, write it off.
Yeah, it's very important to get yourself a LLC or something for sure. So
I only watch it because Victor wants to catch the. I guess on YouTube you can watch a whole game in about 15 minutes. So he wants to watch the Lakers when they come to play those Wizards. I'm like, dude, do you know how much these tickets are? I'm like, oh my God, you can't even, it's like 2 tickets. You can't even get into the stadium for less than 600. But I was like, I'm taking out your college fund or something. $600.
$600
for 2 tickets to watch the Lakers play them Wizards that's already been eliminated from the playoffs.
To watch the Wizards play basketball?
To watch the Wizards play the Lakers.
No.
To watch the Lakers.
No,
to watch
it's
the Lakers.
$600 to watch LeBron James. That's what it is. As soon as LeBron James leaves, those tickets will go down to about 200.
Yeah, there are no tickets. Yeah, you're right. Yeah,
them tickets gonna go down to $2. You're talking about 200.
Yeah.
I told you they should have a bring your own sneaker night for the Wizards, man. They're horrible.
They got that for the Magic. Bring your own sneakers night. You can get some run in if it's out of hand. Hey, Butler, it's halftime. You want to play? Nah, man, my knees hurt.
That's crazy because the Magic are good this year.
This year. But that's another story for another day.
Oh. And you used to be able to shoot the basketball?
Well, I used to be able to shoot it well. I can't shoot nothing but a Beretta, the Smith and Wesson. I can shoot that. That's the only thing I can shoot now.
Oh, okay. So you think the United States gonna win gold in something?
Well, they're gonna win gold in something. I mean.
Something. At least the men and women 4x1.
I don't think they'll leave the Olympics without a gold in something.
Yeah, I was just checking to see if y'all were paying attention. Yeah. But the summer games should be interesting. Will the gymnasts win the all-around gold again, led by Simone Biles?
I think so, but I'm more interested, to be honest, in swimming because they got isn't there a brother who's coaching the swim team this year?
Coaching? He not swimming?
Yeah, the coach of the Olympic swim team, isn't he black?
You should have started the top of the conversation with that one. We don't know that one.
Well, I guess I need to better understand what the coach does for swimming. He ain't in the water.
Come on, man. He just holding the clock. He just holding the stopwatch.
I'm not sure what he does, Byron.
He's firing the starter gun.
Yeah, they don't. Of course, man. I mean, and that's across the board. It's not just in sports. It's in life in general, man. You see these folks, black people get a little bit of power, or black people getting ahead in any way, and all of a sudden, it's an issue. So, I mean, when you look at the top NIL, kind of money makers out there, you're looking at Bronny James, you're looking at Shador Sanders and folks like that. So, like, if you had Drake May, you had all of those sorts of folks at the top of the list, it wouldn't be as much of a big deal. But again, they don't want to see. Unfortunately, a lot of these folks just don't want to see black people get ahead in any way and for any reason. So, I mean, Bronny James is making something like $6 million on NIL deals, and Shador Sanders is at like $4 million for his. So they don't like that. They don't want to see that.
Yeah,
guys.
No,
right, I
just want.
Go ahead.
I just want to mention on the way out that I read where Marshall Fudge is stepping down from being in charge of HUD to retire and I guess move back to Ohio. But it seems to be symptomatic of the challenges that exist within I think government agencies across the board where people are just frustrated by not being able to get real things done for real people. And she cited affordable housing being an American problem and not just a singular race problem across America. So I guess I hold out hope that that the people in this country will wake up and see that there are real problems, whether it's affordable housing, the immigration crisis, uh, price of gas, whatever it is, these are things that Social Security, whether or not it's going to be there for those that paid into it, and start really getting engaged with asking and holding our public servants accountable to actually solve real problems. So I just wanted to mention that on the way out.
Great note to end that on. So with that, we want to thank each of you for taking the time to join us. As we wrap up this week's episode, I want to leave you with a quote from writer and author Robert Brault, who said, "Enjoy the little things, for one day you may look back and realize they were the big things." Until next time, peace.